All right, this is the fog video, and I gotta tell you, before I was an aviator of any sort, I never realized there was so many different types of fog. I thought fog was just fog. But as it turns out, there's at least 5 types of fog that we have to be concerned with when flying UAS. The first one we're going to discuss is radiation fog. And radiation fog comes from the cooling of the Earth, especially at night. When the sun has gone away, it has stopped heating the Earth, and now the Earth is giving up its heat. And as it gives up that heat, it starts to cool. And of course, that area was filled with warm air, and so the warm air is lying just above the Earth. And as that heat is continuing to go up and give off its heat, it's keeping that warm air there. Um, but as it starts to cool, it condenses. And of course, that warm air, if it had any humidity in it, it now condenses with it and creates a layer of fog. So that's radiation fog. Advection fog is a little bit more intricate. So what happens is you have an area that is warmer, and so it creates a warm air mass. And then that warm air gets moved by the wind or whatever toward an area that has cooler surface temperatures. One of the best examples of that would be where the Golden Gate Bridge is. So kind of think of advection fog as your Golden Gate Bridge fog, because it's what happens when you get a warm, moist air mass created out over the Pacific Ocean there that gets blown inland. As that warm, moist air comes in over the bay is a little bit cooler because it's not as deep. So as that air moves over that cooler surface, it starts to condense right there and creates the fog. So advection, fog, warmer air moving over colder surface, or colder, in this case, water, if you were out in the Golden Gate area over the bay. Upslope is just like it sounds. It's wind going up the side of a mountain or a hill, and as that wind carries the moisture with it from the lower levels, that moisture will condense and create a layer of fog up higher on the mountain. Everybody's seen those kind of Matterhorn type fog clouds over the top of a mountain. This would be an indication that there was some upslope fog. Then there's precipitation induced, and this would be where warmer moisture or precipitation is falling. And as that warmer precipitation is getting closer to the ground, if the ground is cooler, then it will saturate the air and create fog near the ground. And steam fog is the absolute opposite of advection fog, where advection fog is warmer, moist air moving over a colder surface. Steam fog is created when cooler air runs over the top of a warmer body of water. So, like if you have a warm lake and you have cold air that blows in or moves in over the top of this, like say a lake, then you're going to get steam fog, because it's very much like a boiling pot of water in your house. You have cooler air in your house. You start to boil the water. The warm water has the colder air touching it, and so it gives off that it starts giving up its moisture to the cooler, drier air around it, and you get steam. So really, all steam is steam fog. There's no difference to it. to go back real quick on radiation fog as well, um, place where you can see this really good at night or in the very early morning is any place where you have vegetation in low-lying areas or where there's not a lot of wind. Um, the vegetation, such as grass and shrubbery and that kind of stuff, of course, give off humidity, and so they add to the saturation of the moisture in the air. And so, as the earth cools overnight, it really adds to the effect. And this is why when you're driving through an area and you've got grass on either side and there's not a lot of wind, this is the one of the caveats. There can't be a lot of wind because the wind will just blow the fog away. But if you're driving through and you see flatlands of grass or shrubs on the side of the road, you'll notice sometimes a layer of fog laying right over the top of that. And maybe there's not fog in any other place around, but over the grass or over the trees or those kind of shrubbery areas where the plant life is giving off additional humidity, it's obviously oversaturating the air. And so you'll get to see this way more pronounced in those types of areas. So next time you're out driving around and you see a field with some fog over the top of it and nothing else around it has fog, that's really radiation fog, but it's way more pronounced because of the vegetation. And that basically covers your fogs.